Hello and welcome back again to Master Magic. This is part 2 of the collection that I posted part 1 of probably a couple of days before this one. I'm actually filming them at the same time, but I'm not sure when the first one will go off in relation to this. But the first part, we bought a £100 land collection, so $130-ish, and the cards added up, over $1 cards added up to around $1,000, so we did very well on that one. Go back and check it out if you didn't see that one. Today we've got the other half of that, which was the artifact lot that I purchased from the same seller for roughly $250. It was double the price of the lands one. So we'll see if we do as well on this as we did on the previous one. My guess is probably not, given the sheer amount that we made up from the lands, and that this one was more expensive, but you never know. There's a lot of good artifacts, and there was I think a Blightsteel Colossus that I saw in the pictures was the biggest thing. It was like the previous listing where there was sort of pictures and binder pages, and the seller said there was multiples of some cards, so we actually found quite a lot of duplicates in the land one, so fingers crossed there'll be some good duplicates in this one too. And a bunch of random mana rocks and stuff that even uncommons have some value to them, like Mind Stones. There's a bunch of those, it looks like. Do the same thing and just split the rares and uncommons. Oh. We're looking pretty good on duplicates of some of this already. Rude Medallion. Not a bad one. Dolmen Gate, also decent, I think. A couple wells. So yeah, there's definitely duplicates of some of this. Obviously, in these kind of collections, it's more likely you get duplicates of the cheaper cards because they're just, people are generally more likely to have multiple copies of them. But some staple artifacts potentially, like there we go, we got 2 Aetherflux Reservoirs. Artifacts especially are the kind of cards where you, Mishra's Well was nice, Foil Soul Guide Lantern also quite nice. You know, you're more likely to have a bunch of copies of lands or artifacts as million Cosmos Elixirs in your collection than you are a bunch of copies of like coloured cards or whatever, because obviously lands and artifacts can go in a lot more decks than those other types of cards generally. Just Psychic Claws. It looks like this person probably purchased a lot of Commander Precons is my guess, because a lot of the cards that they include in various Commander Precons, there seems to be a bunch of copies of, and that was true in the lands as well. It's like there we've got Sunforger, they might even be from the same Precons. Not Helm of the Gods, this Commander's Play, that was another one of the ones that I saw that was one of the more valuable things. A bunch of Heroes Blades, 2 Blader Cells, again that comes from, that's from 2 different things, a Commander's Arsenal and a regular Commander Precon, so my guess is that they probably purchased a bunch of those pre-made decks. It's this one, it's from AFR, I guess so. Foil Rogue's Gloves, some of the cards are a bit random, like I'm not sure why we have a foil, not a foil, a Cliffhaven Kite Sail in there, but you know, I guess it's a card. Sword, it's nice. Yep, Colossus Hammer for you want to play some Modern Hammer time, I guess. Oh, that goes with the plan. I was going to say that's not an artifact, but Fellwar Stones, nice. A whole bunch of Fellwar Stones. Jeez, a couple of Emerald Medallions. Probably the worst medallion, but still not a bad pickup. Just because, you know, green has a whole bunch of ways to make mana that cost 2, whereas other colours have less. Lotus Petal, not bad. Wayfarer's Baubles as well. Some chunky Clue Stones, probably not really what we want, but hey. And banners. I'm not sure why you would even honestly bother keeping like Clue Stones and banners. They are pretty poor even in like budget commander decks, but a whole bunch of expedition maps is pretty cool. Astronaut's Altar. Obviously we've got to have 100 soul rings if this person bought a bunch of precons. Oh, it's pretty good as well. Some talismans, we've got enemy and ally there. Some of those are decently valued, I think. And a mana vault. This is horrible condition, but it is signed by marketed in. This was also in the pictures. Obviously the condition was hard to tell from those pictures. It's actually got like dirt on the bottom as well. I mean, I would imagine easily sleeve playable, but yeah, definitely like heavy play, poor, something like that. Thought vessels, not bad. More signets, a foil signet, it's pretty cool. We've got a bunch more. We've got loads of signets and lockets. So I guess this person must have just kept like another 4 signets. Nice. Must have just kept some like binders for commander cards, and then decided to sell off for whatever reason the whole collection. Because like I said in the other video, they had every colour, bunch of both still promos. That's cool. They had a lot for every colour, although the other ones didn't look as good as these. And since I'd already spent, you know, the $400 equivalent or whatever it was, I decided not to purchase any other ones. I mean, they all had some good cards in them, but you know, not only are artifacts and lands generally more valuable than other types of cards, they can also go in more decks. So if I want to hold on to cards, or you know, not want to have to sort out trying to buy list them or trade them or sell them or whatever in the near future, I'm obviously going to have more use for the artifacts and lands than for anything else. Gold Diamond, Mox Tantalite there, some Arcane Signets, it's pretty nice. A whole bunch of Arcane Signets. Again, if you're buying a bunch of precons, I guess, a bunch more Sol Rings. That's the one from the Commander collection. It's pretty cool. Must be, what, 15, 20 Sol Rings in here. Jester's Cap from the vault, it's pretty cool. I got anything interesting here. Horn of Greed, not terrible. Millstone, this long forgotten Gohi, if Kamigawa comes back with stuff. I'm almost 100% certain that they're not going to put arcane cards back in, but Spirits maybe. Mind's Eye, Sculpting Steel, Icon of Ancestry and Door of Destinies are both decent for tribal. Alright, we've got not a whole lot left. This is the majority. We're still hopefully going to get that Blight Steel that I mentioned somewhere in here. A whole bunch of Primal Amulets, that's nice. And a whole bunch of Panharmonicons, also pretty good. A Heartstone from the Slivers precon. Ooh, and I did see one Crucible of Worlds in the... actually, having said that, this one looks like a... yeah, this is a fake one, unfortunately, a proxy one. You can see the text is all like wrong, unfortunately, and the back is very like non-accurate. This one, however, looks fine to me. I may have to go through and all the lands looked fine, and all the other artifacts I've flicked through looked fine, but seeing this, I may have to go back and check some of the more expensive stuff with the loop. I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine, but it'll be worth doing just in case. So yeah, I've got Astronic Resonators. Also, a lot of these other cards are like newer and obviously from Commander precons, so I don't think there'll be any issues with them. But I will double check just in case. We've got a couple of Ornaments of Power. Some treasure chests there from AFR. What's this? Spoil Seraphic Greatsword from Commander Legends. Is this the special map dowsing dagger there, and a bunch of regular ones. Million Swiftfoot boots, some skull clamps. Is that another? No, I think that was just old. If you compare the backs, yeah, you can see the back of this is like a really cheap, and very faded, but it's like a really cheap photocopied back. We knocked off some of these blades. Some skull clamps. Mimic, not bad. This is another map one, yeah, that's cool. A map Conqueror's Galleon. Not particularly valuable part of that cycle, but still kind of cool. So this is a Secret Lair Darksteel Colossus. I wonder if I should message the seller about the Crucible. I mean, obviously because it's a collection lot, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to justify them doing anything about it. But I could see what they say. Darksteel Colossus. Just checking the old. Again, the text and back of this one look fine. Yeah, you can see it's like a massive. I don't know how well it comes on camera. There's like a massive difference between the two there, and like the text kernings and stuff. Even the color of the frame is like so much worse on this one. Shimmeries. Technically one's uncommon and one's rare, but I'll chuck both in the rare pile for now. Pilly Pala, that's a good combo card. That's the Blightsteel Colossus. It's not great condition. It's got some, I don't know, like, sort of looks like a pen has been, or like something has been poked into it a bunch of times, but it's definitely sleeve playable. What's this, an Italian one? Yeah, so it's not going to be as like super valuable as an English, but still pretty good. Torrential Gearhulks. A bunch of green Gearhulks. I'd imagine that probably came from the event deck. Walking Ballista, it's pretty good. A bunch of Scrap Trawlers. These from the gift bundle, I think, Kaladesh gift bundle. Full Art Solemn Simulacrum, a bunch of regular ones. Stuffy Dolls, Bomat Couriers. What else have we got here? Merchant's Dockhand, Battle Spheres, Psychosis Crawlers. I'm getting the pile's getting a little large now, unfortunately. Oh. Phylacrone Horse. Oh. Luckily we're almost at the end. A couple of adaptive automatons. Otherwise I would break this down into two piles. But Platinum Angel from the vaults, and then a couple regular Platinum Angels. Is this a? This one looks fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the only. I didn't like see anything obvious in the lands either. I'm pretty sure that will be the only card that will end up being a fake one. But I will give a quick double check before I scan everything in. What's this? The Godzilla promo Hangerback Walker. It's pretty cool. And a regular one. A couple Master of Ethereums. And then this is the last few. A Jite from the vaults as well. It's pretty cool. A bunch of Sword of the Animists, full Hand of Vecna, and a Shadow Spear for the last card. So yeah, there's a massive. You can see the huge, great stack there of rares. Oh wait, no, sorry, it's not the last bit. There's some more even. Hammer of Nazan, that's a pretty good one. Sky Sovereign, Helm of the Host, it's also good. Bunch of Black Blades, Ozolith, also pretty good. An Extended Art Magic Mirror, Chroma's Memorial, Alhammaret's Archive. Some Bidents. It's getting, I almost can't fit these things on the screen anymore. Part of Kieran's, a Parhelion, 2 Parhelions. Some Hellbolts from the Precon, Bontu's Monument, Vivian's Arc Bows. And there we go. Now that, let me just double check quickly, but that looks like the last piles to me. So yeah, so I will go and flip back for everything and just make sure that there's no more proxies in there or anything that looks like a proxy. But I'm pretty sure that that's the only one. The fact that I was able to just, identify it next to the other cards makes it fairly unlikely that the rest are, because I think it would have been quite obvious too had there been more. But we'll see. And I'll come back to you with the totals and everything over worth $1 again, like in the last video. Okay, so I've scanned everything up and I'm back again now with the artifact stuff that was over $1. I will start with the uncommons. There is 18 regular Soul Rings and this Commando Collection Soul Ring. There are, I think, 8 Lightning Greaves, which is also pretty good. Then some random stuff. Foil drawbridge there, a bunch of skull clamps, which are like $8 or something, so pretty good there. Swiftfoot boots. Nope. A couple random foils of things. A bunch of arcane signets again. Obviously, because they bought a bunch of precons. Just every precon comes with the Soul Ring. All the recent ones came with arcane signets. Just end up with a huge stack of them. It's weird. Some of the signets are like these signets. Selithnia and Golgari are like $1. For some reason, most of the others aren't. The Dimir ones are like $4. And the foil ones were 6 or 7. I don't know why. Like, because these are green, you would think these would be the ones that weren't worth a lot, because you just play like Nature's Law or something instead of them, but I don't know. Some Thought Vessels, a Tran Dynamo, some Talismans. Again, most of the non-green talismans aren't the expensive ones. This one's $1, even though it's green, because it's old, I guess, and hasn't been reprinted. All the other ones with any value are the ones that didn't have green in them. Ashnod's Altar, some maps, baubles. I mean, a lot of this is Felwar stones, just nice, you know, Commander Mana Rock staples and stuff. So, some cloaks, some boots. Ball Soulblade Lance is like $6. Mishra's Bauble was like 12 or something. Some Basalt Monoliths. And a Fort Mind Stone. So yeah, just like a big stack of Mana Rocks and staples, basically. So pretty nice to have. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough spare sleeves to sleeve up all this stuff as well as the lands, but I'll have to pick up some more. Now we've got rare artifacts, which again, there's a huge, great stack of them. 3 Saw the Animist, pretty nice. There's no way this is all going to fit on the screen, so I'll just sort of put them out and point out anything particularly good. These were like 15 each. Helms of the Host were like 20 each. Got a bunch of Bidents. Hammer. GTA was like 20. This Phyrexian has gone back up. It was, I think, fairly close to bulk after Dogmaster's reprint. It's back up to like $6, so that's cool. Platinum Angels for like 10. Got Walking Blister at like 15 or something. A bunch of these things are only like $1 or 2, but this Secret Lair Colossus was like 15 or something as well. So that was cool. This Walking Archive is in like horrible condition. It's like someone's folded it. You can see the great crease down there. Someone sort of folded it in half, but it's like a $2 card, so no huge deal. Dowsing Daggers. A bunch of these Primal Amulets, bunch of Panharmonicons. Playset of those was like $7 each or something. Some Stronic Resonator. These promo Door of Destinies, there's 2 of them. Again, the condition's not amazing, but it's not awful, and they were like $20 or something. Philly Tribal was pretty popular, and they haven't been reprinted for a while, so it makes sense, I guess. I've got Conjurer's Closets, although that's about to get a promo version. Vanquish's Banner's spiked up as well. Again, I guess Tribal. There's a lot of sets with tribal themes. 2 Blader Selves, that was like $20 as well. Conqueror's Flail's still really expensive. I guess it just hasn't been reprinted. Same with this Axe. I mean, neither of them are like amazing, but they're worth like $20 each. Emerald Medallion, Cornucopias. Oh, I didn't notice, but this has got a bit of something stuck to it there, but probably clean it off. Chromatic Lantern's not bad. Amulet of Vigor, Ruby Medallion. This Mana Vault, which, I mean, there's no way this is a, you know, $50 one, but it's probably like sleeve playable, like 20 or something. I'll just chuck it in one of my own decks, I would imagine. the actual Crucible, which is, you know, gone up a lot. Again, there's no way this is a full price Blightsteel, given that it's even an Italian one, which will already be cheaper given all these marks and stuff, but you know, it's again sleeve playable. Probably just chuck it in one of my own decks. Command Plate's a good one. The swords. These swords have gone up to the Modern Horizons ones. They were, I mean, they're still cheaper than most of the others, but Shadow Spear also gone up a lot. This like $10. Sentinel Towers. You can see there's just heaps and heaps of, you know, a lot of this is only a couple bucks, but it adds up pretty quick, and a lot of them are heavily played in EDH decks. Bunch of Bolus's Citadel, bunch of these as well, which is nice. Bunch of Gilded Lotus, Caged Suns. I think there's another Caged Sun somewhere in here. Some Wells. Sorry, some of them are not been the best on camera there. Staff and Inns. So yeah, that's a quick overview of all the artifact rares there. Again, quite a lot of cards, and I mentioned in the previous bit that I didn't think this would be as good as the lands, because the lands was a total of 900, well, slightly less than what I said, but I'll talk about that in a second. 900 and whatever it was dollars, and when we paid £100 or like $130, it would be hard for this one, because it was double the cost, it would be hard for this one to make it up. But after adding up all the numbers, I think we're actually, although it's double the price in cost, I think it was also roughly double the total, because it came out to be somewhere around the $1,800 mark, I think. Again, I'll have the proper number up on screen for you at some point during this recap. But so yeah, we probably in total got around what, 2,700-ish, something like that. Probably slightly less, slightly more, from both these lots put together. So for a what was like a $350, maybe slightly over $350 spend, I think that was pretty good, despite the fact that some of these cards won't quite make back the costs on them. Like I was saying, the Darksteel Colossus, or sorry, the Blightsteel Colossus and the Mana Vault and some of the other ones, unfortunately a lot of the expensive cards were in not amazing condition, but there was a lot of them that also were in pretty good condition, like a lot of the lands, the Morphic Pool, the Prismatic Vista, etc. were fine. Like, it seemed like the older stuff was a bit poor condition, but anything sort of past 2019 or whatever generally was pretty good, so a lot of that stuff is not bad. Now, what I mentioned about, I did actually find another proxy card when I looked through the lands, this None from the Vault Dark Depths. You can see it's got exactly the same, like, faded, let me just grab a regular card. Like, the back is also, like, the colour's very washed out, and you can see even the edges. Like, I don't know how well this will show up on camera because I've got the flash on, but the edges are a lot lighter colour. I just sent them a quick message about it, and basically they said that they had some proxies with the cards, but had thought they'd taken them out before they sold and shipped them. These obviously made it through the, you know, like they just forgot to take these ones out, and because there's a real Crucible and a real from the Vault Dark Depths in the lot anyway, and only one of each was pictured, I didn't really, you know, I wasn't really bothered because I only thought I was getting one Dark Depths and one Crucible anyway, so obviously having two would have been better than having these proxies. But so the total of the lands is actually like $30 less than I had scanned it up. This one I didn't include in the, obviously, didn't include in the artifact total. But even with the $30 that this represented taken off, we still did pretty well. So I think that was probably, at least in terms of total values, the biggest price above paid Percentage wise, I'm not sure, because I had one that I purchased before I had this YouTube channel that I picked up that had like a bunch of Shock Lands and a Cavern of Souls and a Liliana and Cyclonic Rifts and stuff. It was basically like every standard card from that era, and that was a pretty good one. But that was before I was making the videos, so can't remember exactly what the profits on that were. But hopefully everyone enjoyed the go through of those, and I will have to figure out a way to cram. I'm sure I can cram all this stuff into my next however many EDH decks that I build. I think after the Samurai one I mentioned in the other video, I'm also potentially going to put together like a Jeskai tokens and spells deck, so Mastery Mentor, Young Pyromancer, Shark Typhoon, that kind of thing, and just a bunch of cheap cantrips. And probably one of the commanders will be the Krark from Commander Legends that lets you reflip and replay spells, so I can just play like opts, and if I cast them multiple times that's good. If I return them to hand, that's good because I trigger all my token generation again. So that's the deck I've been looking at for a while, and might finally try and put that together. So yeah, well, check back in the future for more random buys, and I'll hope to see you soon. Enjoy!